My name is Chief Strongblood. I'm St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora. And welcome to Lest We Forget. Lest We Forget is a series that focuses on bringing to the public's attention Vincentians, individual families and groups who have contributed significantly to the development of St. and the Grenadines and Vincentians. Lest We Forget keeps the memories and contribution of these individuals, families and groups alive for as long as we possibly can.
Independence is a milestone in our march to prosperity. Now St. Vincent and the Grenadines have a real nationality. We are a nation of many races and have tried hard to integrate.
The 27th of October 1979, some 45 years ago, at the stroke of midnight, St. Vincent and the Grenadines became an independent nation. There are many individuals.
While we take this stand as a nation, let us not forget our past. For this future,
families
our heroes
and groups that actively contributed to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the past 45 years. But there is the contribution of one man who have often been taken for granted. A man who have worked tirelessly for the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentian. Yet his contribution to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines always go unrecognized, untalked about, unappreciated. This man can be considered a trailblazer in many fields, a genius, one who was ahead of his time. I speak of none other, a politician, a businessman, an elder statesman. His name is Rondalph Bertie Russell.
I love you a million for the things that you have to offer. It's more than my heart's desire. Lovely beach.
Rondalph Russell, who was a very hard-working and focused man. Mr. Russell's dream for himself was to be a successful businessman. And by the time Rondalph Russell was in his mid-20s, he had already realized his dream. In the 1960s, Rondalph Russell operated a cinema at Stony Grounds, which is called Russell's Cinema, and a small ice cream making business. Russell's Cinema often shows the latest in Chinese Kung Fu movies. Russell's Cinema and Russell's ice cream business afforded Rondalph Russell and his family to live an exceptionally well life. Rondalph Russell, being a man who is always looking for investment opportunities, was never quite satisfied with the status quo. In this case, the status quo being that which have already been accomplished. Around this time, there was a young, ambitious lawyer that had political aspirations, who was in the process of forming a political party. Milton Cato quickly recognized the talent and the ambition of Rondalph Russell. Mr. Cato was instrumental in persuading Rondalph Russell to get involved in politics and encouraged him to put his brilliance to the development of his country and his people. After Milton Cato was instrumental in moving St. Vincent and the Grenadines from a mere colony of England to a self-governing state, when he acquired statehood in 1969, Milton Cato's eyes was immediately fixed on moving St. Vincent from a state to an independent country, a sovereign within itself. It was Milton Cato's desire to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians become self-sufficient. Milton Cato encouraged his colleagues, his friends, and associates to invest in the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and to invest in Vincentians. Rondalph Russell, who was an introvert, was fully in with Mr. Cato's dream and vision for St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Vincentians. Rondalph Russell wanted to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentian flourish, and he was willing to play his role in ensuring that this come to pass. Rondalph Russell knew one of the ways he can contribute to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines was to expand his business and to broaden the scope of his business. As a result, he expanded the size of his theatre, providing work for the construction workers. In the process, a few more full-time employment opportunities were created, where Vincentians got the opportunity to work. Rondalph Russell also expanded his ice cream making facility, increasing the quantity and the variety of products he produced in that facility. And in the process, he increased his workforce. Rondalph Russell also purchased a fleet of vans, ensuring every neighborhood in St. Vincent and the Grenadines had access to the refreshing, delicious products he produced at his ice cream factory. Rondalph Russell also went in pursuit of and was successful in obtaining a Coca-Cola franchise, which afforded him the opportunity to produce a line of Coca-Cola products in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This means St. Vincent and the Grenadines were producing Coca-Cola, Fanta, and S.V.G. Think about it. In the late 1960s, early 1970s, Rondalph Russell, still a very young man, conducting negotiation with an international conglomerate, the Coca-Cola franchise, negotiating finances to invest in a full-blown beverage production factory that met international regulated standards. He was also overseeing the construction of the factory, the purchase of the equipments, and the installation of these equipments, and finally, the operation of the factory, which employed over 60 or so people. In the same manner as he did with his ice cream operation, Mr. Russell purchased a fleet of trucks. He retrofitted these trucks with sturdy wooden frames, and like the ice cream business, these trucks were a two-man operation. Mr. Russell ensured that each of these trucks went into every community in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, taking his delicious, refreshing beverages, ensuring every business place and every household had easy access to purchase commodities from his businesses. Mr. Russell also had competition from the Juicy factory, which produced a line of beverages that was led by the ever-popular Juicy. I get the impression although Mr. Randolph Russell was already a successful businessman, he wanted more. And when he was offered the opportunity by Mr. Milton Cato to be a part of his lofty dreams in developing his country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Mr. Russell found a new purpose, and at that time, he threw his entire life into that purpose, which was the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the development of Vincentians. Mr. Russell have set up a company, the West India Development Limited Company, chief cook and bottle washer. He was also CEO of the company and the CFO of the company. Although the West India Development Company had the legal framework and structure of a company, it was really a one-man show. So Mr. Russell was far ahead of his time where running and operating a business was concerned. As a politician, Mr. Russell did not take his elected responsibility to his community lightly. The Honorable Mr. Rondalph Russell held many political portfolios in the Milton Cato's Labour Party administration, and he tackled his political portfolio with the same level of tenacity, intellect, and creativity that he did as a businessman. The Right Honorable Randolph Russell worked hard to move St. Vincent forward as a minister of government. He have had many notable accomplishments as a minister of government in several ministries. But I would like to speak to you about 3 of those accomplishments that really had an impact on St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Vincentians in a very marked and wonderful way. It was under the Right Honorable Mr. Russell's leadership that saw him successfully negotiating the Kingston Medical College coming to the shores of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When the Kingston Medical College was set up, we saw students from all over the world journeying to St. Vincent in their pursuit of becoming medical doctors. The establishment of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Medical College boosted the St. Vincent and the Grenadines tourist industry.
Bamboo melody, hand in harmony. Night morning, Christmas and Carnival. You got so much bacchanal, wailing time.
It was also responsible for a construction boom in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I love you, St. Vincent, me sweet little island, St. Vincent. I love you, St. Vincent.
This saw many residents in the Calico, Prospect, and the surrounding areas constructing new buildings, increasing the size of their homes, creating apartments for the hundreds of students that were now looking for somewhere to live. And it created a lot of small business, which includes the landlord and tenant relationship. It was under Mr. Randolph Russell's leadership as the Minister of Health that saw the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Nursing School coming on stream. Now we had a facility that was used to equip young Vincentian men and women into becoming registered nurses, nursing assistants, and auxiliary nurses. Registered nurses were also given the opportunity to participate in the midwifery program, and it was expected that every registered nurse become a midwife. It is important to note that the student nurses were paid a salary while they learn how to become nurses. The standard and quality of nursing that was produced by the St. Vincent Nursing School was of such a high standard that government and private hospitals the world over began recruiting Vincentian nurses to staff their facilities. Today, the nursing school that Randolph Russell started now finds a home in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College. Mr. Randolph Russell was also responsible for starting the Regional Nursing Practitioners Program. 2 of the nurses that were involved in the pilot program of the Regional Nursing Practitioners Program were Noreen Primus and Hyacinth Olivier, now Hyacinth Bacchus. Randolph Russell's effort as Minister of Health in St. Vincent and the Grenadines took the standard of care that were afforded to the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to the next level, to a standard that was expected from a first world country. Unfortunately for Vincentians and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in October of 2014, Mr. Russell answered a call and he went to be with his Lord. The Right Honorable Randolph Russell have proven to be a Vincentian icon, a folk hero, a man who loves his country, a man who loves his people. Let us give Mr. Russell 10 tolls of the bell, for to be absent in the body is to be present